AWACS that have been downed in the Indian military strikes. Now, what should be the next step taken by the IAF over here?
You mean you're asking about the steps from now on, or?
Yes, steps here on. In wake of all sorts of information floating, a lot of untruths being said and reported.
See, let us admit one thing, that India as a whole, we have lost on the narrative front, right? And this has been our Achilles heels for far too long. We have not got our information narrative right, and this is something to do with our infrastructure and our mindset per se. Like, we think that let us do our job and let's keep quiet, and the truth will come out by its own. But unfortunately, the world that we live in...
But then when you're fighting a war with Pakistan, or a number of terror attacks that have been perpetrated by Pakistan on India, every single time there is no accountability that is taken by Pakistan. Whether it is the 1971 war, where Pakistan surrendered 93,000 of its soldiers, but still claimed that it won the war. So when we're talking about information warfare over here and the narrative building, I mean, irrespective of whatever is fed to the world about what actually happened, Pakistan will continue to refute it.
See, there are two angles to it. That is what I'm trying to tell. So, the world sees us in a different light than we ourselves see. The world knows that if the monkey called Pakistan is taken out of our shoulders, then India will go at a pace which the world will not be able to digest. So Pakistan is seen as counterweight to you to actually stop your growth. And this didn't happen today. It happened way back in 1947. The line that was drawn to divide India and Pakistan had no basis. Like, Pakistan as a country never existed in history. The reason why that line was drawn, and exactly at that point where it was drawn, was a mischief by the colonizers, because they saw the white man plans 30 years ahead. We are talking 3 days behind. So let's understand that, put it into perspective. As far as the Rafale being shot down and things are concerned, everybody knows that it is not the truth, because, see, it's not a small bird that you can shoot down and you can bury overnight. For shooting it down, you need a certain capability. The Indian Air Force had very clearly told that we had not crossed the border, which means that it was shot from a standoff range. The range that they are describing itself is around 100, 120, 150 kilometers. At that range, it is technically impossible to shoot down a Rafale unless and until it wants to get hit by itself. I can understand if it was one Rafale that they are talking about. They're talking about 5. So, sometimes there is some credibility to what they are saying. There is some misunderstanding, because the Indian Air Force also adopted a strategy and tactics of deploying decoys. So if the decoys were shot down and Pakistan wants to believe that it was Rafale, so be it, because there are reports now which says that there were at least 20 decoys which was in operation that night. And see, when you don't get anything to shoot from the Indian side, so be a decoy, and let me claim that to be a Su-30 or a Mirage or a Rafale or whatever it is, right?
And let's also be clear, I don't think anybody across the globe is believing what Pakistan has to peddle as a narrative that it goes about. We already saw that very that hilarious interview that went viral on CNN on another British telecast, which I think it was being conducted, and the response of the Pakistani defense minister was, when asked about what is the proof of you having shot down those Rafales, he said it's all over social media.
But
and I don't think that narrative is being bought by anybody.
This narrative is still being peddled by the likes of Washington Post, the New York Times, the BBC, Al Jazeera. And we have to understand one thing. Yes, in India, nobody buys it. These channels are not watched in India.
I don't think it's being bought in Washington or in London or in Canberra. as
trust
well,
me.
as well.
Trust me, I had calls from my own
you know,
friends.
it's understandable. I think in what has worked for India is that these nincompoop ministers, heads of states who claim to be the spokesperson of Pakistan, well, they don't really have anything to say, which is actually the truth. So when they are lying, they are getting caught in their own web of lies. So when you are befuddled, when you're stammering and stuttering, say talking about, oh, I can't hear you, when they are being asked about what is the proof of you having attacked India. And in contrast, there have been satellite images after satellite images, before and after images that have been provided by India, that have been verified by the satellite agencies, the likes of Maxar, is when these organizations across the globe and people across the world and heads across the states in the world have gotten to actually understand what transpired in the span of those 4 days. I'm going to come back to you, sir, but let me get in my third guest into the conversation, Ravi Kumar Gupta,